Coverage. The Louisville front line was 15 yards back. Look, they're nowhere near. That's a great play. It looks to me from that angle like it should be Illinois football.
And they say it is. So the Illinois offense comes back onto the field, heads up special teams play by the Fighting Illini.
Hey, what a great call. You could tell on film the entire... They should be 10 to 12. And what did Illinois do? Took advantage of it. Love this aggressive football.
Surprise, surprise. First down and 10 from the 45-yard line. Short drop, far side. It's caught. George McDonald Ashford with the reception at midfield, and he's wrapped up by Don Bibb.
Man, I love that. Tie ball game, Arizona State, Miami. Florida State early on.
Maryland losing last week to Ohio University.
Look at that. Central Florida is playing everybody tough. Nebraska thought they had a freebie for a $400,000 ticket, and they're fighting today.
There's a team, Central Florida, petitioning to get into the Big East. Second down and 4. Holcomb. Stutter steps at the line of scrimmage, tries to slide outside, but nothing doing. He's wrapped up by Kennedy, as well as Ramon Brayan. Brayan, the linebacker for Louisville, who missed the first 2 games because of personal problems. Robert Holcomb, a senior out of Mesa, Arizona, by way of Houston, Texas, left Houston with his mom prior to his junior year and went out to Arizona and just became a star. Third down and 3 from the 48.
Possession receivers in the game right now.
Looking to the far side, and it's broken up. It's Kendrick Golston, who is an All-American candidate. Last week he played with a pinched nerve in his shoulder. He did not start the game, but he comes into this contest 8 sacks shy of tying the all-time record at Louisville.
Golston, from the front side of your screen over here, he's their best pass rusher, and he is indeed the legacy from that great team last year. The returning starter that knows how to play, NFL prospect. You'll see him in pass rushing situations.
So Ryan Tablock standing at the 37-yard line, wobbly kick, and it will be fielded by Jackson, and he'll get up to the 15-yard line before being stopped. Arnold Jackson, a man you want to keep your eye on returning punts. A 33-yard punt. And the coach's playbook.
Now we had a chance to talk to Ron Cooper, and he told us, got to get the football to Arnold Jackson, our wide receiver. He's a big play guy. Look at last week against Utah. Their left tackle, Anthony Bird, whips top of the screen. Utah defensive end is going to collision Redmond at that point right there, but they're going to get man coverage to the post. Touchdown to Arnold Jackson. It's a great play. Redmond stands tall, delivers a touchdown.
First down and 10 from the 15. They pitch it to Otis Floyd, and he is wrapped up for a loss. That'll be a loss of 5 at the 10-yard line. Lausen, the defensive tackle, a junior out of Appleton, Wisconsin, coming up with the tackle. And he, Mike, is a former walk-on that's now starting for this Illinois team.
It's a good thing they gave him a scholarship, huh?
Actually, he hasn't gotten a scholarship yet. He's going to have to get into if Coach Turner's office this year, that's for sure.
If I'm Joe Lausen and they win today, you know where I am on Monday morning.
Second down and long from the 11-yard line for the Cardinals. Otis Floyd, the deep back. Here's Redmond looking to throw, plenty of time, swings it out of the backfield to Floyd, who'll advance it up to the 15, make it the 16-yard line. Now don't forget, next week we've got a great doubleheader for you. Number 1 Penn State comes into Cardinal Stadium to take on Louisville. The game of the year, Tennessee and Florida at the Swamp. Peyton Manning trying to beat the Florida Gators for the first time in his career, but I think Dougie Johnson and company may have something to say about that.
Yeah, not a bad week. 3 of the top 4 teams on CBS next week.
Third down and 9 from the 16. Floyd in the backfield. They send trips to the far side. Here comes the blitz. Redmond will change the play. 4 on the play clock. Will he get it off? And he does. Short drop, deflected at the line of scrimmage, and almost intercepted as Steve Willis came up out of the secondary to try to pick it off, and the ball deflected at the line of scrimmage. Louisville comes up empty once again on their second drive.
Good job by Redmond reading the blitz, but they got some penetration from Mike McGee, their defensive tackle. Got a hand on the football. Tough times for Louisville right now.
So that'll bring on Jeremy Borseth. 11 of 11 punts rather, averaging 43 yards on the season. Was All-Conference USA, has to pick it up off the carpet, got it away, and it's a beauty. High spiraling punt. Majoy standing at the 30, running up the middle, and he'll go down at the 44-yard line. 54-yard punt for Borson. And Brayan with the tackle on special teams. 7-0 Illinois on top of the Cardinals. Remember by with a special guest.
Right. Thank you very much, Judge. You know, this gentleman to my left needs no introduction. The great Johnny Unitas. And Johnny, you, first of all, yesterday had to be an exciting day for you. The new stadium is going to be about a half-mile north from here. Next year, we'll have the likeness of your statue outside. And when you get inside, we have a new museum named in your honor. You had to feel good about the honor.
I really have. It's a tremendous honor, I believe, and it's a great surprise to me. Coach Gibson told me about it. I said, well, you people must be crazy about it, you know. But it's great that they're doing it, and I think it's going to help the overall program. The people of Louisville get behind everything that's going on down. They've certainly got behind the stadium, and that's a miracle in itself to see what's coming up.
You have certainly won your share of accolades, definitely deserved. And well, let's go back upstairs, and then we'll come back to Johnny Unitas.
All right, Dave. Illinois getting ready to go back on offense. And they have the ball at the 45-yard line coming off that 7-play, 60-yard drive, which Holcomb scored on a 6-yard touchdown.
You know, Johnny, you and I have one thing in common, Gus.
What is that?
We were both cut by the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Johnny, I think his career ended up a little bit more successful than yours. First down and 10. Here's Holcomb over the left side. And he'll pick up a couple. Let's go back downstairs to Dave Logan with Johnny U.
All right, thanks, Jeff. Now, Johnny, you've definitely won your share of accolades throughout your career. What makes this one so special to you?
Well, I think because of the overall program, that when I first came here, you know, in my senior year, we had a scrimmage one side of the line at a time. And now to see all these great things happening to the university. And for all those who have worked diligently over the years to see this come into fruition, I think it's tremendous.
Certainly, you've had your share of great moments here at Cardinal Stadium. It's going to move a little bit down the road. Some people talk about the great game of college football and really what it meant to you.
Well, first of all, it's given me an education, which is something I needed to have. I think all the kids who come into schools with scholarships take that into consideration, that their education first, football is second. That was certainly my attitude when I came to school. And to be able to participate in the programs that go on in college is something that you can't understand unless you're there.
All right, Johnny, congratulations. Great award. Let's go back upstairs, Gus.
All right, Dave, 3rd down and 7 for the Fighting Illini. And in motion is Lenny Willis. Here's Hooks, a straight drop. Looking over the middle under pressure, got it away. And he almost got it picked off. Duran Wiley, who is the best cover corner, was standing right there, hoping the intended receiver, but Wiley just couldn't track it down.
And that is scary. In that situation, that's where a young quarterback might make a big mistake. Everything's going your way. You don't take a chance and throw a ball blindly into the flat like that. That can cost you 6 points.
Ryan Tavloff standing at the 32-yard line. Arnold Jackson at the 10. Got it away. Wobbly kick, which will be short. Jackson gets away from it, takes a Louisville bounce, and will be down at the 20-yard line. So the Red Birds from Louisville come onto the field. 27-yard punt for Tavloff. 6:06 to go. Illini on top, 7-0. Louisville on offense when we come back.
Down, he said, was the key. He's got to have a good, effective run-pass balance. Keep them off guard so then he can run Holcomb.
First down and 10 now for Louisville at the 22-yard line. Here's play action, short roll for Redmond. Got it out into the flat. Ivan Green with the catch, and he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. James Williams making the tackle, and there's a very familiar combination. Ivan Green, Chris Redmond, they played high school ball together at Male High School. They also played junior high ball together, and Redmond threw his first ever touchdown pass to guess who? Ivan Green.
He said it wasn't a very good one, real wobbly, but Ivan pulled it down, and they've been best friends ever since.
Green moving from fullback last season, in which he caught 47 balls, did not attempt to rush the ball one time. 2nd down. And they go over the right side. Fedgall with the tackle. Now follow your favorite team all season long on CBS Sportsline. We've got scores, highlights, breaking news, and all kinds of in-depth information. And And there's the Louisville defense on the bench. Terry Rice Lockett moving from outside linebacker to inside linebacker. We also have a very talented freshman linebacker that you'll be hearing from later on in this game, Rashad Harris. Here's the draw. Moreau over the 35 up to the 36-yard line. Michael Young, the freshman out of St. Louis, making the tackle.
I like what Louisville's doing right now offensively. Trying to get some control back in the game. Everything was going away from them. What did they do well early? They ran Frank Moreau. They're getting back to it. They got a first down, 2nd and 6 now. This is the kind of situation they got to keep themselves into.
Frank Moreau tore his ACL the first game of the season last year against Kentucky. Missed 9 games. In '95, he rushed for 416 yards and 2 touchdowns. So far, 6 carries, 36 yards. 2nd down and 7. Redmond looking to his left. Underneath, complete. Montano at the catch. Break away at the 50, 40. Touch it back inside. And he'll be tackled inside the Illinois 30-yard line. Miguel Montano with the big reception. That'll be a gain of 34 yards.
You know, when I watched tape of these guys, he stood out for me on both games. 10 catches in 2 games. Not afraid to go over the middle. He will give his body up. Favorite receiver, little curl route. Now James Williams got to make the tackle. He misses it. Then in pursuit, David James misses the tackle. Miguel Montano takes about as much as you can get out of a little curl route right there.
A great student athlete, already has his degree in equine administration. And close to becoming the all-time leader in receptions at Louisville. Ivan Green out of the backfield, cuts it back in at the 10. Stiff arm, dive, touchdown Louisville. No flags on the play. Ivan Green's 3rd touchdown of the year.
Illinois defensive coaches told us last week, in the red zone, we got to watch Ivan Green. They didn't get it done there on a little play action and a slow block by Green out to the flat. Nobody was there, and Green did the rest.
Ivan Green, his 3rd touchdown catch of the season at 2 against Kentucky, a 17 and a 5-yarder. And here's Nate Bennett trying to tie it up at 7 apiece. The extra point is good. 3 minutes, 46 seconds remaining in the first quarter of play. We're knotted up at 7 apiece.
Shotgun formation. Slow fake right there. Slow block by Green. He's just going to release into the flat. Nobody's there. Once again, horrible tackle in the secondary by Asim Ples. He breaks another tackle by Gussick, and it's a touchdown.
Before you do this,
7 apiece here in the first quarter.
And there's Don Kirkpatrick, the offensive coordinator, who's usually up in the press box. This is the first time they moved him down on the field, and it's for 2 reasons. Number 1, they had trouble getting the plays into the game last week in the last 2 minutes. And 2, they wanted to up-tempo this offense and give him an opportunity to get the personnel groups back on the field.
So they kick it away. This will be McDonald from the 17-yard line. Finds a seam, cuts it inside, and he'll stumble ahead over the 40-yard line up to the 42. A 22-yard return. Now on Sunday night, join host Bryant Gumbel for the 49th annual Primetime Emmy Awards. Emmy Award nominees Roma Downey and Della Reese will be among the
Yes.
equine administration.
Fancy stuff down here.
His father is a renowned horse trainer here in Louisville. Hoekstra, play action, underneath, complete, and he's got his tight end, Matt Cushing, with the reception, and Cushing will go down inside the 45-yard line. That'll be a gain of 14 yards on the play. Terry Rice Lockett with the tackle defensively for Louisville.
And once again, first down, what do we get from Ron Turner? Play action. Great job by Hoekstra. He looks better today than at any point last week. Much more comfortable.
Hoekstra last week, 20 of 40, 165 yards. 2 interceptions and a touchdown. Holcomb bounces it outside, finds his seam, lowers his head, and he'll get it down to the 37-yard line. And Holcomb, in talking to some of the defenders for Louisville, Terry Rice Lockett in particular said he really is impressive on film because of his high leg kick and the drive that he has on his lower body.
He just can't get underneath them. Look what Michigan's doing to Colorado.
Wow. Michigan playing their first game of the season in Ann Arbor this year. Holcomb straight ahead again, and another big opening. Rice Lockett with the tackle. And Boston College, a huge upset over West Virginia after last week losing to Temple. All-time leading rushers at Illinois. Holcomb replaces Thomas Rooks. But interestingly enough, Red Grange, number 8 from 23 to 25. A footnote to that, Grange only played 3 years before going to play for George Halas and the Chicago Bears. First down and 10. Hoekstra to Holcomb again, skips through the hole. He'll have to be tackled from behind. Courtney Dinkins, the sophomore out of Detroit, makes the tackle, but 11-yard pickup for Robert Holcomb.
And you know what's happening is Illinois is running on the left side of their offensive line behind Chris Brown and Ryan Schau. And one of the reasons, besides their talent, is Louisville is missing 2 of their starters on the right side of their defensive line.
11 carries, 63 yards already for Holcomb. Whitman in motion. Here's Holcomb again, just shedding tackles and getting down to the 12-yard line. This time it's John Fuqua and Terry Rice Lockett combining on the tackle, and it's been tough on that D-line for Louisville. Last week they had Chris Malafala, who had 144 yards rushing. This week, Holcomb is close to 100 yards here in the first quarter of play. And they'll have another great running back against Oklahoma in 2 weeks. And next week, Curtis Enos comes into town.
Yeah, it doesn't get any easier. And if they don't start tackling Robert Holcomb, wait till they see Big Curtis next week.
Steve Havard down the lone step back. He gets it and lowers his head. Driven down inside the 10-yard line. Derek Kennedy making the tackle. Havard, a sophomore out of Wheaton, Illinois, North High School.
That was his first carry of the season, and he'll head back out because the incredible Hulk has come back in.
And he has been incredible in the first quarter of play. 1:17 to go. And he's got close to 80 yards in Illinois now. First down, goal to go from the 8. And they line up in the I. Garrett and Holcomb in the backfield. Play action. They swing it out. Garrett, and the ball is thrown behind him. He had a step on Jason Wyatt, but Hoekstra throws the ball behind him, incomplete.
First down, play action, love the call. Garrett, the intended receiver, was a linebacker in training camp. They moved him over because of injuries, and you could see him there kind of fought the football a little bit. Not a real natural try to catch it.
Hoekstra so far, 3 of 7, 55 yards. Second down, goal to go out of the offset eye. Holcomb. And this time he's met by a wall of red jerseys at the 5-yard line. Jason Wyatt, Terry Rice Lockett, the 2 linebackers, in on the play.
Yeah, Rice Lockett did a nice job scraping off the block there, beating him right in the hole and knocking him down.
And we told you about some of the running backs that this Louisville team will be facing. Malafala last week, 143 yards. Holcomb on 91 yards already. Enos and Damon Parker, the outstanding sophomore at Oklahoma, who's averaging close to 150 yards rushing per game. Here's the reverse. McDonald, Ashford getting outside toward the end zone. Touchdown, Illinois. 5-yard run. The play strung out nicely by Louisville, but he kept getting around the corner, Mike, and he finds pay dirt.
And what did Buddy Stevens and that man, Ron Turner, tell us? We've got to get the football in George McDonald's hands one way or another. Watch the center, Tommy Schau, 62, pull out. You don't see many centers come out. Gets the seal block, a little hold on the helmet there. No call, and it's a touchdown.
So Neil Racker is getting ready to attempt the extra point. And it is good. George McDonald Ashford, his second touchdown of the season, had a 22-yard reception last week, and now he comes up with a 5-yard TD on the reverse. And he is a junior out of Buena Park, California. Also had 4 catches, 62 yards last week.
Keep in mind, this is the fastest guy on their team. Number 62, Schau, the center, comes out. There's the reverse. Track guy makes a good cut into the corner of the end zone, and we got a 14-7 game, Illinois.
First quarter of play now. Next year, Louisville will be heading over to the south end of their urban campus where their new stadium is being built as we speak. It'll seat 45,000 fans, and the entire football offices will be based right in this stadium, and they are really excited to be leaving the old Cardinal Stadium, their home for 40 seasons.
Every seat has a back, and it's going to be natural turf, so it's a winner.
So they kick it away. Antonio Roundtree, 5 yards in his own end zone, and they'll take a knee. Ron Cooper really excited about this new stadium. 45,000 fans with the capacity to expand to 80,000. And the surface, natural grass, and the first season they'll kick it off against Kentucky in 1998.
You know what that's really going to help, though, Gus, is recruiting. You're competing against all the Big Ten schools, the SEC schools. You've got to bring kids in here and show them first-class facilities, and that's what they'll have.
First down and 10 now for Redmond and company at their own 20. Otis Floyd, the lone setback. Here comes the blitz, and they give it to Floyd. Breaks the tackle, high-stepping, still on his feet. Drops out from behind the 30-yard line. A 9-yard gain for the junior out of Southfield, Michigan.
Illinois brought the blitz from both sides. Louisville had to call up the middle. Good job by Floyd breaking a tackle. Big guy, long strider. Seth Tesdall has a chance to make a tackle right there. He misses it. 9-yard gain.
And that's the end of the first quarter of play with the score. The Fighting Illini leading the Cardinals. Portage of Louisville on the sidelines, and he is in his third year here. 12-12 overall. 21-25 in his career. Spent 2 years at Eastern Michigan. And Mike, he's worked for some pretty good coaches. Our Lou Holtz being one of them at Notre Dame.
Mac Brown the other. His first year as a grad assistant.
Brown, the head coach of North Carolina, his Tar Heels, ranked 7th in the nation. Redmond in trouble, and he goes down to 25. Coming up with the play, Ryan Murphy, the defensive end on the left side, junior out of Cincinnati's LaSalle High School.
If anybody's going to get to the quarterback up front, it's going to be Murphy. 6'3", 246, had 7 tackles, 2 tackles for loss last week. He's got an ability to get up the field, and that's something Illinois doesn't have in their front four. They don't have one guy that can dominate and get to the quarterback.
That'll make it second down at 13 from the 27-yard line. Redmond calling out signals at the line of scrimmage again. 3 receivers on the near side. Redmond stepping up in the pocket, in trouble, trying to make something happen. He'll duck it and put his head down, get out of bounds, close to the 35-yard line. James Williams there to usher him out of bounds.
You know, when Redmond came out of high school, his father coached him, and they did only the shotgun. And as a result, if you're a high school kid, shotgun, you don't have very good feet coming into college. Watch him now. After a couple of years of working here, watch his feet. Steps up in the pocket, feels the pressure, looks for something downfield. It's not there. He makes something out of nothing, and that's something, Gus, a year or 2 ago, he wouldn't have been able to do.
Redmond, speaking of his father, is a third-generation Cardinal football player. His dad, Bob, played from 68 to 69. His grandfather, Lloyd, played in 1946. Third down and 6. They get it into the flat. Floyd, wide open, cuts it inside, and it's a foot race at the 30-yard line. Dropped down inside the 5. Otis Floyd, all the way inside the 5-yard line, tackled by James Williams. That's a gain of 66 yards, and the fans here at Cardinal Stadium are on their feet.
And we got a ball game. This is a double screen. Number 1 screens up top, Roundtree. Then they come back to the front side. It's wide open. The pursuit, there's a bad tackle by Gussick. Doesn't even get a hand on Floyd, and it's a foot race. Floyd runs through that tackle, but a good job by James Williams from the backside, finally bringing him down on the 3-yard line.
And Otis Floyd, his ego bruised slightly this week, had his starting position taken away from Frank Moreau, and you can tell it really fired him up a little bit here today. First down, goal to go. And here's Moreau. Short yardage situation. He'll plow his way down. And will be tackled at the 3. Garrett Johnson making first contact for Illinois.
And Gus, you make a good point. Competition makes the world go round. And what did Ron Cooper tell us this week? Back to basics, and guys are going to have to compete for their jobs. That's why they alternate that offensive line every third series. They want to keep everybody fresh, everybody competing for playing time.
Louisville really hurt this year when Raphael Cooper, a transfer from Minnesota, was kicked off the team along with 4 other players, so they didn't really have the running back they thought they would. Floyd Moreau trying to step up. Here's Moreau. And not a lot of room off tackle on the left side. Lausen making first contact, and that'll bring up 3rd down and goal to go.
And what kills you on goal line and short yard situations is penetration. And that time, the right defensive tackle, Joe Lausen, made a great move past Pesavento and made the hit in the backfield. This is a key call right now. You had 1st and goal on the 3, and now it's 3rd and goal on the 3. You got to come away with 7 points. They're in spread formation. They're either going to run trap, draw, or pass.
3rd down, goal to go. Ivan Green. And he goes down. They block the blitz. Michael Young, the sensational redshirt freshman out of St. Louis, Missouri, comes up with the hit.
Boy, is that a good defensive call by coordinator Tim Gish. Right here, watch Michael Young come off the corner, untouched on play action, tackles Redmond for the loss, and now they're forced to go for a 30-yard field goal with a new kicker, Gus.
And the new kicker, Nate Bennett, junior college transfer out of Irvine, California, Orange Coast Junior College, and the ball is spotted at the 20-yard line. It'll be a 30-yard attempt. Forces the holder. The kick is up and blocked. It's blocked. Young trying to scoop it up, and it will be recovered at the 32. James Williams, it looked like he got in and came up with the block for Illinois.
You know what, Gus? They might have only had 10 people in the game there. Louisville was trying to get a timeout, and then Ron Cooper was screaming and yelling at Eric Floyd. I think they only had 10 people out there. There it is, coming off the corner. Nobody even gets a glove on James Williams right there. From the top, they only have 10 guys out there. You can't kick a field goal with 10 guys and let the corner guy come loose.
And here's Ron Turner reacting, and he is fired up on the Illinois sideline.
Look at Ron Cooper. He is not happy.
1st down and 10 now for the Illini from their own 33. Hookstrom looking, and it'll be incomplete. Lenny Willis, the intended receiver.
Huge series right there, Gus. You know, we watched practice Thursday and Friday. Ron Cooper got involved in every facet of the game. What happened when they got their field goal team on the field in practice? They had trouble just getting it off.
And last year, according to Coach Kirkpatrick, one of their problems, they could not move the ball inside the 30-yard line.
Yeah, they had red zone problems last year, and it continues to play from this year.
2nd down and long. And here is Holcomb. He goes straight ahead. He'll pick up a couple of yards on the play. And there's Don Kirkpatrick, the offensive coordinator, in his first year as the coordinator at Louisville.
Yeah, there's another situation. That's Kirkpatrick right here. McHale, the line coach, right up there. Here's a situation where it's good to have your top dog down on the bench. You got the coordinator with the offense around saying, okay, guys, we screwed up, but we're coming back even harder. Don't get down.
That'll make it 3rd down and 7 from the 36. Holcomb again. He sidesteps the man and gets up to the 37-yard line. It will not be enough for 1st down, so the Louisville defense holds, and that will send on the Illini punting unit.
Great job by the Louisville defense.
Arnold Jackson standing back at the 15-yard line. He can break one at any time. Gussick getting in at the last moment on special teams for Illinois. Pavlov. Low, end-over-end kick. Jackson, oh, and he let it go by him. He has to hope it gets into the end zone, and it does. Arnold Jackson, a sophomore, almost making a huge mistake. CBS Sports coverage of NASDAQ college football will continue after this message and a word from your local.
Big play, stops him, chases him 70 yards, stops him, and then they miss the field goal. Who blocked him?
James Williams, number 26, a senior out of Floresmoor, Illinois, for the Illinois defense. And on 1st down, an incomplete pass.
Murphy knocks down another pass here. We talked about him being able to get up the field. If you're not going to get to the quarterback, elevate and get your hands up. and that's what Ryan Murphy does on that play.
Trying to get the ball out into the flats to Arnold Jackson. Remember, Jackson last week had an 86-yard touchdown from Chris Redmond. He is a sophomore out of Jacksonville, wears number 10, and a line up on the near side with Trevor Sargent. Antonio Roundtree also on the near side, the slot receiver. Montano on the far side at the top of your screen. Redmond steps up, in trouble, got it away. Moreau with the catch over the 20-yard line. He'll get up to the 23. Hakeem Plez with the tackle. Now today's NASDAQ Scholar Athlete of the game is Greg Hoffman of Louisville. NASDAQ's commitment to the investment in our future is shown today by donating $1,000 to the University of Louisville's General Scholarship Fund.
And I wish we had sports administration in Boston College. I've been made.
I see you're leaving yourself open
in a heartbeat.
You're leaving yourself open here, judging from what happened last season.
Let's not get into that.
All right, third
They
down.
beat West Virginia.
They did beat West Virginia. Third down and 7 from the 23. Redmond will throw it into the flats again. Here's Monroe, and what a tackle by Plez, coming up from his strong safety position and just leveling the big fullback. They'll lose 4 on the play.
2 big hits in a row by Plez, and defensive coordinator Tim Kish told him if there's one guy in that secondary that'll deliver a hit, it's Hakeem Plez. Late delivery in the flat, one-on-one tackle, go get him. Nice job by Plez, forces a punting situation.
Plez 5'10", 182, and he brought down Moreau 6'2", 240. He had no fear in the strong safety's heart at all.
If you saw where he went, he was down by those knees.
So Borthus ready to punt, low snap, got it away, high wobbly kick. Majoy from the 32. Trying to get outside on the near side. Broken tackle, flags on the play. Majoy splitting and running the daylight over the 45-yard line, and he'll go down at about the 43. 47-yard kick, 24-yard return, but there are flags.
You know, they're going to call Ivan Benson for blocking the back, and I'm not sure that happened because the Louisville player turned his back at the last moment. I thought it was a clean block.
So an illegal block called against the Fighting Illini.
You've got to be cognizant when you're blocking for a punter, not to push or block in the back.
Back in return, 10-yard penalty, first down.
That's a huge play. Instead of a big, here's 27 right here. Watch the block or number 29, the linebacker, Jason Wyatt. I don't know. It looked to me like Wyatt ducked at the last minute.
8:28 remaining in the second quarter of play. 14-7, Illinois.
Penn State's victory today over Temple, where Curtis Enos went over 2,000 yards rushing on his career on this 14-yard touchdown run. All that coming up at halftime. Now back to the game.
All right, Jim, so Penn State will be coming here next week to play the Cardinals from Louisville. Curtis Enos, it's like another big day for him, and this Louisville team right now with their hands full, trailing at 14-7. Illinois with the football at the 26. Here's Holcomb. Following his blocks, he'll lead ahead and get over the 25-yard line up to about the 27.
You know, as Louisville goes in the past, so goes turnovers. Check this stat out. 95, they're good. Plus 21, they got a winning season. What happens the next 2 years? They're minus 17, losing season, and this year they're already minus 3, and correspondingly they're 0-2 in the win-loss column.
Last year, the 4th-ranked defense in the nation, 4th against the run. Holcomb again, and he's met in the backfield. Randy Zilko, who's starting this afternoon, in place of Kendrick Golson, there to make first contact for the Cardinals. And Holcomb right now, 16 carries, 82 yards.
And Zilko is a kid from Pittsburgh out of Woodland Hills High School, was recruited by a guy with some Pittsburgh native, Sal Sunseri, who played at the University of Pittsburgh and then the Steelers, and is now the linebacker coach.
Actually, I believe Sal played with our Dave Logan at Pitt.
Yes, he did. On a team that was loaded with talent.
Third down and 6. Hookster. Plenty of time. Got it away. Far side. Holcomb Malcolm with the catch. Sheds the defender over the 30-yard line. He'll be tackled at the 34 by Ramon Brayan.
But that's good defense. What you want on 3rd and long is to protect back against the deep stuff, make them dish it off short, and then you make the tackle. That's good defense.
Scores from around the country, Nebraska and Central Florida. 38-24. Central Florida doing a great job playing some of the big guys this year.
They got a good quarterback, Culpepper.
High snap, and they will get the punt off. Low spiraling kick that will send Jackson back deep. Drops the ball, picks it up at the 15. Straight ahead, found a seam. Jackson bounces it outside at the 35. Got around the corner, midfield. Jackson sprinting towards the inside, and the sophomore from Jacksonville scores. How about that? 85 yards for Arnold Jackson.
Here's the guy that's got to touch the ball 10 or 12 times a game. Arnold Jackson, breakaway speed. How many times do you see a guy drop a ball, and that causes the defense to hesitate, and then bang, he breaks a big play. At this point, there's not an athlete on the field. Cushing's not going to catch him. Gussick's not going to catch him. Jackson all the way.
Arnold Jackson sat out last season. He was a partial qualifier, missed home, lived with his mom. It's just the two of them. He went home for Christmas vacation and told his mother one day that they were sitting down that he wasn't going back to school. Mom told him to stick in there. It'll turn out okay, and obviously it has. Who is the Vance choice in the CBS Sports Line all-time greats? And the kickoff, this will be McDonald Ashford from the 5, going straight ahead. McDonald Ashford finds some daylight, and he's cut down at the 35, tumbles ahead, close to the 40. They say it's a 33.
Key to a big play is to make the first guy miss. A little shake and bake, and then he's going to find an alley here, and he's barely touched. Drops the ball, first guy misses. Now look at the alley. Nobody touches him, makes the second guy miss, and now it's a foot race.
The longest punt return in school history, 96 yards by Greg Campbell against Memphis State in 1970, but I'm sure that the 85-yarder by Jackson should go up in the top 3. First down now from the 38-yard line. Play action. Hookster with the roll. Buying time. Got it away. Incomplete. Ball intended for Matt Cushing. Hookster trying to show some of his mobility. Now, don't forget, we've got a doubleheader next week on NASDAQ College Football here on CBS Sports. Penn State will come into Louisville to take on this Redbirds team, and Tennessee and Florida. It could be the game of the year. Peyton Manning, a Heisman hopeful, trying to beat Florida, and Steve Spurrier for the first time in his career.
Speaking of Peyton Manning, where was his dad on that top 5 quarterback list?
And the handoff, Holcomb, and he is drilled at the 35-yard line. Jason Wyatt, the junior from Detroit Benedictine High School, with the tackles. A lot of Detroiters on this team. You can see the Eastern Michigan influence on the roster for Ron Cooper.
Wouldn't be any reason you kind of pick on the Detroit players, is there?
No, not at all.
Where are you from?
Detroit.
You know, let's give this defense some credit. They're picking up a lot better now on Holcomb and covering the first down pass.
Tied at 14 apiece. Third down and 13 from the 35. Hookstrip looking, got it away, incomplete, right out of bounds onto the Louisville sideline, and the Cardinals will get the football back. And Arnold Jackson goes back deep once again after just returning 85 yards, and he'll line up at his own 18.
Hey, this guy's exciting. He took one 70 against Kentucky. Had a pass reception for 86 last week against Utah, and he goes another 80-plus again today. Got to get the football in his hands.
He runs a 4-3. They kick it away. Low kick that will give him a chance to run it back. It's down to the 25. Straight ahead, sidesteps one man, trying to get outside, and finally, I tell you, he goes about 2 yards, but it's an exciting 2 yards. A 40-yard punt, 2-yard return. Tony Francis with the special teams tackle. And the AP Top 10, the team that you will see next week right here on CBS. Penn State, who demolished Temple today. Number 1, Florida. Number 2, Washington. 3, Tennessee and Florida both idle this week. And 6 through 10, Nebraska, Carolina, Colorado, Ohio State, and LSU.
Let's not forget Colorado lost today to Michigan, so they'll drop out and Michigan will jump in.
Otis Floyd now the deep back for Louisville. They give it to him running off tackle, and he'll get over the 30, up to the 32-yard line.
Floyd is
Danny
the ball
Clark,
carrier. The tackle by number 48,
outside
Danny
linebacker, making the hit.
A good football game all of a sudden. Louisville's finding a little bit of patience now offensively. Got something going. Both with Moreau and Floyd.
There you see Ron Turner, his brother Norv, the head coach of the Washington Redskins, and they talk about twice a week, and this week it's beat the Cardinals week. Illinois playing Louisville, and his Redskins playing the Arizona Cardinals in the opening of the new Jack Kent Cooke Stadium. Here's Otis Floyd again, barreling his way through the hole, and he's wrapped up by Lawson. Otis Floyd, some real strong and power running in the first half, and after losing his starting job last week he did a lot of running east and west. Today you can see him really turning up in the hole going north and south.
Yeah, you can, and the guy we just saw a quick look at, Joe Lawson, for a walk-on first start, has done a great job today staying tough on the interior.
They'll make it 3rd down and 3 from the 34. They pitch it. Floyd trying to get around the corner. Nothing doing. Jeff Weiss, the junior from Aurora, Illinois, read the play perfectly, and he'll tackle Otis Floyd for a loss.
You know, if you're going to run toss sweep, you got to block the defensive end. And Jeff Weiss did a great job there getting away from the block and making the tackle in the backfield. But he's the guy at the point of attack. You got to block him.
So that will bring on Jeremy Borsett, the junior from Green Bay, Wisconsin's Pulaski High School, standing at his 20-yard line, ready to send it away. Rob Majoy, the return man for the Illini at the 25. Low snap again. There's a spiraling short kick. Majoy from the 27. Spinning, and he'll be stopped at the 35-yard line. Tackles on the play. Terry Rice Lockett with the special teams tackle. 36-yard punt, 6-yard return.
They might get Ivan Benson again, number 27. I saw a hold in there instead of a block in the back this time. You can't make these mistakes with special teams. You see, there's the hold. Last punt, you lose big yardage because, A, you lose the return yardage, and then they penalize you, and this time you get a hold. This is how you lose ball games.
Holding during the return, 10-yard penalty, first out.
So they'll back up the Illini, and Illinois will start from the 22. 2:55 to go in the second quarter. We're tied at 14. Caught up on all the scores and highlights from around the country. That's all coming up on the College Football Today halftime report. First down for Illinois. Holcomb. And he'll get to the 25-yard line. John Fuqua making the tackle, and Fuqua wears number 24. He is the son of Frenchie Fuqua, the former Pittsburgh Steeler running back who was the intended receiver in the immaculate reception. The ball bounced off an Oakland Raider into the hands of Franco Harris, who sprinted into the end zone for a touchdown, and they would later go on to win the Super Bowl.
But the question is, where did it really bounce off? Was it off his hands or the Raider? Because in those days, if it bounced off his hands, it was an incomplete pass.
Holcomb again over the right side, over the 25, somehow squirts out after being bobbled up. And they will say that he is down. Other scores from around the country, Florida State and Maryland in an ACC game. Nebraska had their hands full with Central Florida. UCLA 0-2 on the season.
Wow.
They are pounding Texas in the first half, and Purdue, after losing last week, leading Notre Dame.
Hey, there's some surprises in this scoreboard today, huh?
Probably the biggest, Boston College so far, beating West Virginia. I'm sure you're pretty happy about that as a BC alum.
I also live in Philadelphia, and I was at their game last week against Temple in Philly, and they had every chance in the world to close Temple out early. And to Temple's credit, they hung in there. BC made some real dumb plays late in the game, and Temple won the game. And that was a tough way to start the Tom O'Brien era, but a great way to come back week 2.
And for Ron Dickerson, after all the ups and downs that he's gone through at Temple, to get his second Big East win, you have to be pleased and happy for him.
Yeah, he's worked real hard. Last year, you remember, he had a tough loss against Pitt where he had big lead. They lose late in the fourth quarter. He quit. He quit as the coach that day and came back the next day. He's in the 5th year of a 5-year contract. He needs to win a couple games this year.
So an inadvertent whistle on the last play. That'll make it 3rd down and 4 from the 28. So far, Holcomb, 20 carries, 84 yards. Last year, he accounted for 45% of the total offense, and he's pretty close to that today. Short drop, far side, complete. McDonald Ashford with the catch. He had a knee down, but he got enough yardage to pick up the 1st down in front of Duran Wiley.
You know what? That's a good call on 3rd and 4, because if your corner is going to play off on that, why not 3-step drop, boom, throw the ball, move the chains.
But, Mike, that's also a play in which your quarterback has to have some confidence to complete it. Such a short pass.
Well, I've been more impressed with Hoekstra today than I was on tape. I think he was unsettled last week against Southern Miss, and he looks like a much better quarterback today.
1st down from the 35. Offset eye, Hickman and Holcomb. Here's Hoekstra. He'll fire down the field. Incomplete. McDonald Ashford, the intended receiver, but Duran Wiley, their best cover corner, is standing right on the play, and he breaks it up.
The real key there is that the defensive tackle, Braxton Anderson, gets a lot of heat on Hoekstra, and that's why he threw the duck. He really didn't get a chance to step up and throw the football because Anderson was in his face.
And Hoekstra, his 3rd start. He's played in 9 games. The first time he ever got a chance to play was against Arizona. He threw 5 interceptions in 1 quarter of football, the 4th quarter. Really a lot better looking now. Holcomb wrapped up at the 37-yard line. Terry Rice Lockett, the middle linebacker, with the tackle, and it doesn't look like Rice Lockett has struggled at all moving from outside to inside.
When we talked to him yesterday, we asked him how he liked playing the inside. He said, you know, I've been an outside guy my whole life. The first 2 weeks, because of the suspension, I was an outside guy, but I love it in practice. I can't wait to get out here.
3rd down and 7 from the 38. 53 seconds remaining in the 1st half of play. Out of the pro set. Hoekstra looking, got it up. Caught! That's Michael Dean. A whale of a catch. Had to turn all the way around and catch the ball because it was thrown behind him, and he'll pick up 18 yards right in front of Don Bibb.
But I think that was intended. He ran the fade route, but was covered. I think Hoekstra on purpose throws it back to the sidelines. He makes a great break back to the sidelines. Look at the catch. If he throws it up top, it's an incomplete pass. That's a great job by the quarterback and the wide receiver being in sync together.
Mike Dean, a sophomore from Key West, Florida. 1st down for the Illini. They set up the screen. Holcomb trying to get outside, but he's dragged down from behind at the 40-yard line, and the tackle made by big Mike Gantos, a sophomore from Shaker Heights, Ohio.
And this guy's a tough, explosive kid. He's 6'3", 290, and Gus, they say he can dunk a basketball standstill with either leg. I mean, how'd you like to be a Louisville kid coming into the gym for a little workout? You know, you're like 5'10", 150. You're choosing up teams, and you got Gantos.
290-pound guy that can spring off the floor and flush it down.
I'd say, Gus, you got him. I got the little guy.
That'll make it 2nd down and 7 from the 41. Short drop again. Back at the line of scrimmage, and Hoekstra will make sure that the ball is down and will not take a big loss on the play.
Smart play by Hoekstra. You do your best Karch Karai imitation here. When that ball goes up in the air, big hit right there by number 90, Golston. Now you do your Karch Karai, you knock it down and go back to the huddle.
Karch Karai, so we've been paying attention to a little pro beach volleyball. I like that.
I've got some mental dexterity going.
Oh, my God. Karch Karai.
There's a player right there, Golston.
Golston, that's his 2nd That's the second time he's tipped the ball at the line of scrimmage in this game. Remember, he came in here after a pinched nerve that he suffered last week. It really hampered him. And a look at here's a drop play. Holcomb met at the 40-yard line where he was ridden down at the 39. Randy
Holcomb tackled by Kennedy
with the tackle, and 22 seconds to go. And we'll get a timeout on the field called by the Fighting Illini.
Now let's look at this. It's 4th left with the ball on the 40-yard line. Then they've got a shot to come down and try and get a first down.
So they're not going to go for it. The ball will be spotted at the 46-yard line. A 56-yard attempt for Rackers. His longest 46 yards. Here we go. Puts the toe into it. It's long enough and no good. Wide to the left, but he had room to spare.
That was halfway up the net. I mean, there was plenty of leg in that. The wind was behind him. Just didn't have the accuracy.
Real live leg. Neil Rackers. So Louisville takes over at the 39-yard line.
Deep out route, deep in route, and see if we can get a first down and kick a field goal.
Miguel Montano splits to the top of your screen. Arnold Jackson, Antonio Roundtree. The near side. There's Roundtree in motion. Redmond, pump fake, goes backside. Montano with the catch at the 50. Breaks the tackle, still on his feet at the 40. And we get a quick timeout by Louisville with 10 seconds to go.
Lump the call. You knew you were going to see wide receiver screen sooner or later. 20-yard pickup. They fake to the front side, come back to Montana weak side, and hey, now they're going to have a shot for a field goal. 10 seconds left. They can take another shot and then call timeout.
For the Washington Redskins, and here's a young man that has improved every year. He walked on from St. Xavier High School here in Louisville, came in, his coaches told us, running a 4.8. Now he runs a 4.5. He's already got his degree.
Yeah, and he was a high school wishbone quarterback. Didn't have any offers. This kid is so impressive. He gives his body up, and he's already number 4 and moving up the list on the all-time reception leaders. And if he stays healthy, he will leave the University of Louisville as their all-time leading pass receiver, and he was a walk-on. That's a great tribute to that young man.
He's fired out. And that will be it. Garrett Johnson with the sack on the final play of the second quarter. And Chris Redmond and company headed to the locker room, tied up at 14 apiece. Now, and we are at halftime from Cardinal Stadium in Louisville, where our score is Illinois 14, Louisville 14. 4 touchdowns in the first half of play.
Yeah, Illinois started off as advertised. Robert Holcomb, great first half, 6-yard touchdown run. Made it 7-0 Illinois. Louisville comes right back. Redmond, play action pass, fake on the draw there. Ivan Green slow blocks into the flat, makes some man miss, cuts it to the outside, stiff arms Gusick into the corner of the end zone. It's 7-7. Right back comes Illinois on the reverse. Their fastest player, McDonald Ashford, good block by their center, Shao, dives into the corner of the end zone. It's a 14-7 ball game in the second quarter. But watch this man, Arnold Jackson. We told you at the top of the show, he's their big play guy. Shake, he bakes, makes the first guy miss. The second guy misses right there. And 86 yards later, the kicker can't catch him. Cushing can't catch him. Gusick can't catch him. It's a touchdown.
All right, let's check in on the sidelines with Dave Logan.
All right, thanks, Gus. Coach, first of all, you said you wanted your team to come out this week, play a lot looser. Don't worry about the complications. Just play good ball. You're pleased with the first half?
Well, I'm sort of pleased with the second quarter on defense. We gave up 14 in the first quarter. Our defense got to get out. We got to shut down the run and keep playing hard. Offensively, we got to keep it going, play one at a time. This quarter, I told them let's play one play at a time and see what happens.
And as long as you continue to get good special teams from Arnold Jackson, you're going to be okay.
We're going to be in good shape. Hopefully, we can get another big play in the special teams.
All right, Coach, have a good second half.
Thank you.
All right, Dave, so coming up the second half of play from Cardinal Stadium here in Louisville. 88 yards. He had a touchdown, an 85-yarder. And Louisville will kick off to start the second half. Back deep, George McDonald Ashford. He was #1 in the Big Ten a season ago in kickoff returns, but this time it'll be fielded at the 12-yard line. Steve Havard And Havard over the 25 up to the 26-yard line, a return of 13 yards. And the statistics from the first half of play, Mike, is there anything that really jumps out at you?
No, there really isn't. No turnovers. That's what jumps out at me. We talked at the top of the show. Louisville wins football games when they don't turn the ball over, and that's what we've seen today. But overall, total yards very close. Illinois is the running team. Louisville the passing team. No surprises.
And in the first half for Illinois, Robert Holcomb, 22 carries, 89 yards, averaging 4 yards per carry. He'll be the deep back in the I formation. Play fake, Hoekstra underneath, complete, and that's to his tight end, Matt Cushing. He'll have a first down over the 40-yard line, up into the 41. Terry Rice Lockett making the tackle, a gain of 15.
This kind of play puts a linebacker in a quandary. Play action. Watch Rice Lockett react to the run fake. 1, 2, 3 steps up. Wait a minute. Where'd the tight end go? Turns his back, looks for him. The ball's already delivered. Nice play by Illinois. Once again, first down pass.
Here's Hoekstra now to Holcomb. Trying to slice through the line of scrimmage. He'll get to the 44-yard line. And a lot of changes for the Louisville defense. Last year, they were 4th in the nation. 4th against the run. This year, you can tell they've lost a lot of great players. Sam Madison, who plays with the Miami Dolphins now. Tyrus McLeod, who plays with the Baltimore Ravens. Carl Powell with the Indianapolis Colts. And Leland Taylor with the Baltimore Ravens. 4 players from the defense playing in the National Football League on Sunday that were here last year for Louisville. Second down. Again, over the 45, up to the 48. John Fuqua, the senior strong safety with the tackle.
Holcomb's really an impressive back. You know, he's only 6 feet, 215. Had a big first quarter. 13 rushes for 73 yards, but you got to give Louisville credit. Since then, 11 carries, less than 3 yards a carry.
Last year, Holcomb 5 100-yard games. He had 4 games of 150 yards. He may be on his way to that today. Third down and 5. Holcomb approaches the line of scrimmage.
Look, keep playing, fellas.
And the play
look what happens.
Gone down. This will be a delay of game called against Illinois. They thought
they anticipated a penalty. Hoekstra walked away from the center. Remember, the running back can move. As long as he resets 1 second prior to the snap, the running back can move.
Start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
Nobody threw the flag. Hoekstra walked away.
The play clock had gone down, but they call it a false start anyway. So they'll march it 5 yards back. That's the 3rd penalty of the day for Illinois. 25 yards. Third down and 9 from the 43 out of the pro set. Louisville showing blitz. Hoekstra. And he just threw a dart right to Rob Majoy, who had squatted down at the 45-yard line, makes the grab. That's a gain of 12. A different Mark Hoekstra today than we saw on film last week against Southern Mississippi.
Much more poised. He's throwing the football on time, and that's what happens here. He's got Majoy, the possession receiver, running the deep curl. You got to throw the football while he's turning, because that's good coverage by Wiley. Excellent route, excellent pass.
First down and 10. Holcomb running off tackle, and he'll get it over the 45-yard line down to the, they probably will spot it at the 41. Fuqua in on the play again for Louisville. So a lot of big plays in the first half. 28-yard touchdown. Redmond to Ivan Green, and also that 85-yard punt return. Different story for Illinois. Their drives were sustained, and they got it inside the 5-yard line and punched it in twice. Second down. Here's the play action fake again. Holcomb stepping up in the pocket, going for the home run. Incomplete. Threw that ball into double coverage. Duran, Wiley, and Fuqua standing right on the play. Rob Majoy, the intended receiver.
That's a situation where Hoekstra predetermined to go deep when he had his underneath receiver wide open. Watch what happens here. Hoekstra off the play action thinks he's going deep the whole way. Double coverage. Look right underneath. Number 6, McDonald Ashford, was wide open. Don't throw the football into double coverage. Take what the defense will give you.
Hoekstra 9 of 19, 107 yards. 3rd down and 7 from the 42. Holcomb, the single setback. 3 receivers to the near side. Hoekstra looking that way. Got it away. Broken up. Nice play by Bibb, but they're going to throw a flag. Don Bibb, the right cornerback, was positioned behind Majoy. It looked as if he went after the ball the same time Majoy went after the ball.
But here's the rule on defensive pass interference. If you make a simultaneous effort to go for the football, they don't call the pass interference unless there's heavy contact. Let's take a good look here. Is he going for the football or is he going for the receiver? He's on his back right there slightly before. And gosh, you know I'm a ex-defensive back. I really
like a bad call.
I think the guy's going hard for the football, but if there's pre-contact, they're going to call it. I hate to see it, but it's an automatic first down.
Don Bibb, 21 years old, out of Louisville, says he has a knack for just coming up and making plays. Not pretty, but he gets it done. Here's Hoekstra again. Play action. Over the middle, incomplete. Ball intended for Lenny Willis.
Pass intended for Willis, broken up by Rice Lockett.
But Terry Rice Lockett, the middle linebacker, standing right on the play, and Rice Lockett is asking to come out of the game. He is holding his right thumb.
Be interesting to see what they do here. They might bring in the freshman, Rashad Harris, or go with Chris Scott, the backup middle linebacker here. But if he gets hurt, it really hurts them at the linebacker position because he's easily their most experienced guy.
So they bring Scott into the game. 8th play of the drive that started on their own 26 for Illinois. Willis in motion, hand off to the deep back. That's Holcomb. Running off tackle, will be stacked up and goes down at the 33. Derek Kennedy, the first man to him. So Terry Rice Lockett, very key for this Louisville team. On the sidelines right now, it looks as if with an injured thumb.
Okay, they're going in with their dime package right now. That means 2 extra defensive backs in, along with Rice Lockett, who's back in the ball game.
3rd down and 8.
Really tough young man.
So it's 3rd and 8, 6 defensive backs in the game, pass situation.
2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Holcomb lines up as a wide receiver. Here's a slant pattern, and it's caught. Lenny Willis with the reception as he had to climb the ladder and come down with the football. Wiley with the tackle, but he will be shy of the first down. He needs about another yard.
We got a 43-yard attempt if they kick the field goal right here. It's 4th and a good one. And it looks like there's no doubt they're going for it. Let's see if they really go for it or just try to draw them offside.
Some late substitutions for Louisville. 4th down is Holcomb. And he did not get it. A surge by the Louisville defensive line, and they'll turn it over on downs.
That was easily the best hit I've seen today on Holcomb. You don't stand that young man up and move him backwards unless you bring a load. Wow. They're pumped up on that side. Now watch him hit the hole. Holcomb's coming off right tackle. The big hit right inside. That was number 57, Ramon Bryan with the initial hit. Dinkins comes in late. Hey, how much has Ramon Bryan, his return, helped the Louisville defense today?
Ramon Bryan played in every game a season ago. However, he's missed the first 2 games because of personal problems. And he is back starting at the right outside linebacker position. 1st down and 10 from the 27 for the Cardinals. Play fake. Short drop. Jackson on the screen, trying to make something happen over the 25-yard line. He'll go down at the 27. Tackle on the play made by Michael Young. Now, don't forget, next week we've got a big doubleheader here on CBS Sports. Penn State and Louisville. That's the first game, as the #1 team in the country will travel to Cardinal Stadium to play the Cardinals, and it's Tennessee and Florida, quite possibly the biggest game of the year, certainly the biggest game of the first half of the season. 2nd down and 9 from the 28. Here's a draw play. Moreau, who's been quiet, just slicing through the hole, found a little daylight. He'll get close to the 35. They'll mark it at the 34-yard line on the play.
Gus, I'm really looking.
James with the tackle.
I'm really looking forward to the Penn State game next week. An opportunity to see the #1 team in the country. I'm a Pennsylvania guy, born and bred. Love watching Jopa's teams play. I think we're going to have some fun next week.
Penn State, a very favorable schedule, trying to make that win that national championship, they've got some of their bigger games at home this season.
Just like 2 years ago when they went 12-0, they've got Ohio State and Michigan both at home.
That'll make it 3rd down and 3 from the 34. Roundtree in motion. Redmond pump fake. He'll go for the home run, and we'll get a flag. Trevor Stargell trips Miguel Montano, and that'll be a 15-yard penalty and a 1st down for Louisville.
Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think this is interference if it's incidental contact and your feet get caught up. That's legal so far. Now he's running with them. He had his hand on his hip, but it looked like their feet got collided up with that. And if that happens, you can't call that penalty.
So a holding call against the Fighting Illini.
But that was the line judge who called it, and he did call it on Stargell, and I think he got him because he had that hand on the hip like that. Well, that's a tough call. I think that was pretty good coverage.
Holding on the defense, 10-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
So instead of the 15-yard pass interference penalty, they'll call him for holding at the 10-yarder, and Louisville with the 1st down. At their own 44.
We've got a balanced set here. 2 tight ends, 2 wide outs. This is where the quarterback calls it at the line of scrimmage.
Moreau, the deep back. They give it to him. Cuts it back, tripped up in the backfield. And that is Jeff Weiss, who's made some pretty good tackles this afternoon. The top returning sack man on this team. He had 3 sacks a year ago, started in 4 games. And a look at some scores from around college football. Iowa, Tulsa, big win for the Hawkeyes, 54-16. And North Carolina State falling to Clemson, but you really have to tip your hat to Michael Kane and how he's turned that program around. Big win against Syracuse this year, and they are ranked in the top 25.
He's on the hot seat a little bit. He's had 2 subpar years for NC State, so he's turned it up.
Lost that game today. Here's Redmond stepping up. He's got some running room. Good feet, slides down inside Illinois territory. That'll be a gain of 8 yards on the play.
Same situation. You called that right, Gus. Real good feet in there. A couple years ago, I don't think he was capable of this. Watch him feel the rush. Drops back now, looks good, feels the rush, and steps up into the pocket, and now he says, I'm not going to throw it away, pick up what I can, and get down.
And we have an injured player on the field for Illinois. It's Mike, the receiver on the far side, going in motion. Short roll, Redmond, under pressure from the backside, got it away, and he dumps it out of bounds. Wise play by the sophomore from Male High School because he had the whole house coming at him.
And he's limping a little bit now as he comes over to the bench. But as Gus said, he made a good play. There was nothing there. Throw it up into the stands and come back and get him later.
So far, Redmond 10 of 14, 178 yards and a 28-yard touchdown to his favorite receiver, Ivan Green. So that'll bring on Borsett, who's standing at the 40-yard line.
If you're on defense, you watch for fake here. 4th and 2 from the 50.
Borsett will send it away. High, spiraling punt, but Joy will get away, and hopefully it'll go in the end zone, and it does. So you see that a lot of them major in horse training and very, very thriving business in this part of the country.
Darth Vader, ready to go. Courtney Dinkins.
So Illinois will get the ball at the 20-yard line. 1st down, out of the I formation. Hickman and Holcomb in the backfield. Here's Holcomb. Had to sidestep a man and kept his feet going after first contact, and he'll take a negative and make it a positive. That'll be a gain of about 1. Now, after this game, our college football, CBS.sportsline.com. Josh Whitman in motion, the backup tight end, short drop, Hoekstra to the far side, and it's caught. Lenny Willis with the reception, but he goes down immediately. Duran Wiley, the left cornerback, coming up and making a hit.
Wiley's having a good cover game, but what I sense right now is that Buddy Stevens and Ron Turner have done about 3 or 4 hitches in the last couple series. Sooner or later, we're going to see a little shake and bake and out and up, a hitch and go, and that's who they're going to go after. There's Buddy Stevens was the head coach at Tulane the last 5 years, another Conference USA school. He knows this Louisville program.
And talking to the Louisville defensive coaches, they said that last year Tulane was the best coached team in Conference USA despite only 2 wins. So here we go, Hoekstra again, and it's intercepted. The freshman Rashad Harris, who came in as a backup middle linebacker, picked it up off the carpet, and Louisville forces the turnover deep in Illinois territory. And that is the first turnover of the game.
And that's a situation where Hoekstra was forced to throw the ball quickly because of pressure. He's going to hit his tight end Cushing right in the helmet. Watch this. Hits him right in the helmet. And there's the play by the freshman, 17-year-old Rashad Harris. 3-step drop, pressure. He's got to get rid of the ball. Hits him right in the helmet. Ball goes up in the air, and look at the reaction from the freshman.
So first down and 10 from the 31 for the Cardinals. Here's Floyd over the left side, lowers his head, and he'll pick up a couple.
You know, here's a situation, Gus. We talked about the red zone and inside the 30-yard line in our discussion with Kirkpatrick yesterday. This is where they had problems all last year. They didn't get it in on the 3-yard line in the first half. They've got to convert this turnover into points. It's critical.
David James with the tackle on the last play. Our score is tied at 14 apiece. 5:54 to go in the third quarter. Second down and 6 from the 27. Redmond out of the shotgun. Arnold Jackson, the receiver at the bottom of your screen. Play fake. Redmond looking for Jackson on the down and in. Got it away underneath to Ivan Green, but Redmond put a little bit too much hot sauce on that pass. Green couldn't hold on.
Illinois did a nice job in the flat because he really wanted Ivan Green, although I thought he had Jackson down the middle late. He also had Montana coming from the backside. Here's Montana from the backside. Watch what happens. It's a front side roll. Montana thinks he's got the corner beat. He's waving and screaming, and there's no free safety in the hole. So if he looks backside to his third receiver, it's 6 points.
Third down and 6 from the 27-yard line. 2 receivers to the near side. Roundtree and Jackson. Montano to the far side. Redmond looking, got it out into the flats. Floyd sidesteps, kept going, but he will not have enough for the first down. He is stopped at the 27. Mike McGee, who missed all but 3 days of camp with a deep cut in his arm. You see that right hand. He stuck his hand through a plate glass window. Why, I don't know.
I'm sure it wasn't intended. Took 60 stitches in that hand.
So a 43-yard field goal attempt for Nate Bennett. He took John Hilbert's job last week. And here is a reason that they recruited him out of California to come through in clutch situations. The kick is up. And it's no good. He pushed it wide to the left.
He hooked the 5-iron.
So a 43-yard miss by Nate Bennett, and we remain tied at 14. The third quarter, we're tied at 14. Gus Johnson, Mike Mayock with you, and for Louisville so far, missed opportunities, the best way to describe this football game for them.
No question. They have the opportunity in the first half to convert 7 points after the big Arnold Jackson play. Don't get any points out of it. And now they come back after the turnover. Not only do they not get a first down, but they miss the field goal. So that's 10 points off the board.
Last week, they had an opportunity to come up with possibly 5 interceptions, dropped about 4 of them. And in result, Utah went on to win. Let's see if they can turn it around here in the closing moments of this game. The reverse again. McDonald-Ashford around the corner and is ushered out of bounds at the 35.
George McDonald-Ashford, the ball carrier.
McDonald-Ashford, a track man in the Big Ten Conference. He placed 8th in the 55 meters, ran a 6.5.
Now, Derek Kennedy, number 96, has got a chance to make a play right there. What happens? Misses it, arm tackle, because you got one of the fastest guys in the Big Ten. Gets to the outside, picks up about 8 yards on first down. Good call.
Got to make it second down and short. Holcomb straight ahead, and he picks up the first down. The wait is over. David Caruso returns to television in the new...
Big play here, Gus.
Holcomb, 29 carries, 102 yards, third down and short. And they're going to give it to him, and he picks up the first down and some. Over the 40-yard line. Duran Wiley there to chop it down. That'll be a gain of 6.
First down.
3rd and 1, things get down and dirty, and it's just a helmet on a helmet and push the pile. Watch the left side of the line here. Chris Brown, Ryan Schau. They're going to get underneath the pads. That's a good block by Schau, the fullback up inside, and you're not going to bend Holcomb backwards. That's a great job. Schau, Brown, fullback, and then Holcomb.
A lot of good running backs in the Big Ten. Curtis Enos, Cedric Irvin, this young man. They compare him to Terry Allen. Pump fake, Hoekstra going for the home run again, and it's incomplete. Looks like miscommunication on the route between Hoekstra and Majoy because he was open.
That's what we talked about on the last series. We wanted to run an out and up or a hitch. Watch him get bumped here when he makes his cut. I told you they're going to run the hitch and go. There it is. That's a good play if the ball's not in the air. Remember, this is college football. In the NFL, that's illegal. In college football, you can bump them anywhere as long as the football's not in the air.
In the NFL, after 5 yards, you cannot touch the receiver. 2nd down and 10. Willis in motion. Hoekstra again, this time into the flat. Intercepted by Golston, and he just smelled touchdown. The big fella from Chicago can't believe it.
Look at him smiling. He knows he had 6. They're trying to set up a little screen here. Blocked on the inside, but Golston smells it the whole way. He hits him right in the hands. Let's watch it from a different angle. 5-step, throw it blindly back, and Golston gets those big mitts on it.
And look at his reaction. That's classic.
How often does a big fella get a shot to shine, and he drops it?
And his teammates, you can be sure, will be giving him the business about that all week in practice. 3rd down and a long 10 for the Illini at the 42. Hoekstra, pump fake over the middle, and it's complete. Ball caught by Lenny Willis, turns it upfield, gets a first down, and gains 15 yards.
Every time they need a key 3rd down play and they go to the pass, they've gone to the curl with Majoy and Lenny Willis. They're getting a little bit of a soft corner. Good timing by the quarterback. Hoekstra's doing a much better job this week throwing the ball early, delivering it on time, and he knows it's a first down.
Hoekstra 12 of 26, 133 yards, and Lenny Willis 4 catches so far, 53 yards. And a first down. There's Willis in motion again from the 43. And off to the number 2 man, and he gets through the hole, and he'll get inside the 40, making the 39. Rashad Harris, the true freshman out of Huntsville, Alabama, who just came up with the interception, makes the tackle. And scores from around the country. Arizona State, Miami, locked up in a 6-6 ball game. Georgia, how about the Bulldogs? Under Jim Donnan, they lead South Carolina 31-6.
They got their first 4 games, Georgia, at home this year. They've got a chance, now that they've handled South Carolina today, they've got a chance to be 4-0 going into their big matchup at Tennessee this year on October 11th. You know anybody that might be at that game, Gus?
That'll be us. Georgia, Tennessee, 2nd down and 6. From the 39-yard line, Holcomb in the backfield by himself. Here he is, running off tackle, breaks it. At the 30, tries to split 2 defenders, and will stumble down to the 20-yard line. Duran Wiley making the saving tackle, and as the Louisville defensive players mentioned yesterday, he is an explosive back after contact.
And he will wear you out by the 4th quarter. Right side of the line, good blocks by Taylor and Sullivan. You can't tackle this guy with 1 man. There's the miss by the safety, Fuqua. Wiley on the tackle. Watch him, just makes a cut in the hole right there. Makes a linebacker miss, and now he's going to run past some people and run over him.
Picked up 17 there. He's got 130 yards rushing on 32 carries. First down and 10 from the 21. Holcomb again, jitterbugging through the hole. He'll get inside the 15, down at the 14-yard line. Fuqua, the strong safety, coming up and making the tackle.
This big offensive line is doing a great job moving, pushing people over. Watch what happens to push right in here. Across the front, you've got Schau, Brown, Tom Schau, Brent Taylor. Good push right there by number 70, Taylor. Holcomb gets stronger as the game goes on. And Gus, you're seeing the offensive line right now from Illinois starting to dominate this football game.
They returned 4 of 5 starters from a year ago. 2nd down and 4 from the 15. Out of the eye. Holcomb again. Holcomb continuing to run at the 5, fumbles, loose ball out of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback.
That will be a touchback. That's exactly right. Another opportunity, this time from Louisville, taking points off the board. Now, they're going to talk about it here because it depends, number one, on whether or not he was down, and number two, the impetus. There it is.
And they give it to the Cardinals.
Number one, is he down? And then number two, what's the impetus that takes it out of the end zone? Great run again by Holcomb. There's the strip right there, I think. Here's Fuqua coming in to hit on the football. The ball's loose.
Courtney Dinkins.
It was kicked. Right there, it was kicked by a Louisville player out of the end zone. The ball will go to the 4-yard line, not the 20, because that's where the ball was fumbled.
And Courtney Dinkins, the free safety, is the one that came up and laid his helmet right on the football, forcing the fumble, our second turnover of the game.
And Ron Turner's trying to say, hey, he was down, but he certainly wasn't. Our replay shows conclusively the ball was loose before it came out. Now, on the other side, Ron Cooper's saying, I want the ball on the 20-yard line, not the 4-yard line. And the bottom line is the impetus that sends it out of the end zone. Watch what happens here. Good cut in the hole. This guy is a tough, tough guy. Running over people. Fuqua, the hit by Dinkins. The ball comes loose, and then it's kicked by a Louisville player. Goes out of the back end of the end zone. 1st and 10 from the 4.
So Louisville will have the football back at their own 4. We're tied at 14 in the 3rd.
Of Redmond, we've got them all on the field. This is the grandfather Lloyd. To my right, to my left, this is Chris's father Bob. And I'll start with you, Lloyd, very quickly. You have to be proud about your grandson out here. You played here 46 years ago.
Very proud of my grandson, very proud of my son, played here, just very proud to be a part of the University of Louisville. Yes, thank you.
Okay, Bob, now how hard is it for you to not interfere with your son? You coached him in high school.
Well, once you're a coach, I guess you're always a coach. But it's very important for me to understand my role, and my role is now dad. I'm a fan, and that's it. He plays for a new group of coaches now, so I'm not the coach of Chris anymore. He's got some new ones.
All right, congratulations to both of you. You're doing a great job, and I know you're proud of your son.
Thank you very much.
All right, Gus, back to you.
All right, Dave. Bob Redmond is the head coach at Male High School right off 65 here in Louisville. You can see the high school off the freeway. They were playing a lot of football last night. Friday night high school football here in the city. 2nd down now for the Cardinals. Here's a handoff to Monroe, and Monroe over the 5-yard line. He'll get up to about the 8. And the fans, you're hearing some boo birds. They are not happy with the play selection on 2nd down.
Hey, I don't know how you can boo the play selection when the ball's on your own 4-yard line. They got in double tight, and they're trying to make a little room here.
So they get the room they're looking for. That'll make it 3rd down and 6 from the 8-yard line. And they probably Jackson and Montano. They show blitz on the Illinois side. They back up. Here's Redmond looking down the field. Tucks it. Trying to get outside. Redmond better be careful. And he is tackled close maybe at the 1-inch line.
Hey, Redmond did a poor job that time turning around back toward the goal line. I thought, remember, it's the football that has to cross the plane of the end zone, not Redmond. Let's see where the football ends up. Steps up into the pocket. Now, you got to know where you are. Field awareness. Whatever you do, don't turn around back towards us. Look at the football. His elbow was on about the inch-yard line. I think that's a good call. Steps up into the pocket. Now, don't turn around and go back the other way right here. No way. Where's the football? Wow. Inches. Now, look where the punter is, right up against the end of it.
Borseth punting at the back of his own end zone, and we will get a flag. And judging from the response of the Illinois players, it'll go against
Substitution infraction over here.
Wow. Half the distance to the end zone from about the 3-inch line. That might be the shortest penalty in NCAA history right there.
So Borseth, he can't go any further backwards.
Now this is where defensively you got a chance to block a punt, because usually a punter is 12 to, look at him, he's out of the end zone. Usually a punter is 12 yards to 14 yards deep. This guy is barely 10. You got a chance of going to get it.
So here's Borseth, back of the end zone.
He can't step back or it's a safety.
Majoy back at the 45. Got it away. Wobbly kick. It'll take a bounce. Dead at the 40. Majoy, he'll get away from it. And the ball takes a Louisville bounce and will be down inside Illinois territory. 51-yard punt for the All-Conference USA punter, Jeremy Borseth.
And if Majoy can get up there and catch the football, he saves his team about 15 yards.
So Illinois will take over at their own 48 as Ron Turner trying to rally the troops. And a timeout has been called on the play. 13 minutes, 53 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. We're tied at 14.
Great field position, ball on the 48.
First down for the Illini. Play action. Deep drop by Hoekstra, underneath, incomplete. Ball intended for the fullback out of the backfield, Elmer Hickman. And he's underthrown. A lot of pressure being put on Hoekstra by guess who? Kendrick Golston. And Mike, for a man that came to this game with a pinched nerve, he has been all over the field.
Yeah, I grabbed him in the locker room yesterday and asked him how that pinched nerve was. He said, I got 22 snaps week 1. I got 15 last week. He said, I'm going to get as many snaps as I can get and make them all count.
This game, special interest to him. He's from Chicago. Holcomb fumbles the ball, and it's picked up by the Cardinals. Derek Kennedy picking up the football, rather forcing the fumble. Terry Rice Lockett picking up the football.
If there's anything I'd have bet on before this game, it's that Robert Holcomb wouldn't put the football on the ground. It's stripped right there. Great job on the strip. 96 Kennedy jumps on the football. Another huge play. And Gus, you just said it. Nobody will take advantage of opportunities for a knockout punch in this game.
So Kennedy takes a seat. Louisville takes over. Great field position. First down from their own 48. Roundtree, the motion man. Play fake. Redmond over the middle. Incomplete. Ivan Green had the ball in his hand. And Redmond had thrown just a perfect strike to his favorite receiver.
You don't see good receivers take their eyes away from the ball too quickly, but in that case, Ivan Green did. He couldn't wait to get the football and start running.
So Chris Redmond, the sophomore quarterback, broke all of the rookie passing records last season. Second down and 10, trying to guide this team to their first win of the season. From the 48. Back to pass. Over the middle. Goes right back to him. And this time Green hangs on. Let's go to Jim Nantz in New York for an update.
All right, Gus, down on the Orange Bowl, we finally have a touchdown to report. With a minute to go, third quarter, Arizona State hooks up quarterback Ryan Keeley to Ricky Boyer. Sun Devils lead the Canes 13-6. Minute to go, third quarter, back to Gus and Mike.
All right, Jim, a big 15-yard reception on the last play. Redmond to Ivan Green. 13:20 to go here. 14 apiece the score. Roundtree in motion. Play action again. Redmond winding up to the far side. Complete. Roundtree at the 30. Knocked out of bounds at the 29-yard line. Ivan Benson defensively forcing him out of bounds.
Louisville's found something they like right now. One back play action, and they're flooding the front side. I thought he was going to go to Ivan Green, but number 1, Roundtree, like an Arnold Jackson, if you get the ball in his hands, he's got a chance of making something happen.
And so far, Redmond, 13 of 19, 199 yards, 1 touchdown. Second down. Here's Floyd. Otis Floyd over the 30. Wrapped up by Danny Clark. He'll pick up a couple.
How about that Big East score, huh? With Arizona State leading Miami 13-6. The Big East can't afford one of their 2 nationally ranked teams to lose a game. Let's let's face it, Syracuse looked great early, then drops 2. Boston College loses to Temple. West Virginia then turns around and loses to Boston College. Everything hinges now on Miami and Virginia Tech, who play Syracuse tonight.
So third down for Louisville. They're 1 of 9 on third down conversions today. Flags on the play. Here's Green, over the shoulder catch. It'll be a first down, but there are flags on this play. A flag lying at the 33-yard line. Ivan Green, a nice over-the-shoulder catch.
Yeah, I was surprised that he
and this will go against Louisville illegal procedure.
Once again, lost opportunity. I was real surprised that he made the choice to go to Green that time when he had Miguel Montano, his go-to guy across the middle, wide open.
Illegal formation, only 6 men on the line of scrimmage, on the offense, 5-yard penalty, still third down.
Remember, you have to have 7 men on the line of scrimmage, and what often happens in a pass situation is one of your tackles will cheat a little bit, take a drop step a little bit off the line of scrimmage to get ready and block a linebacker, and they'll call you for not being up on the line of scrimmage.
So the 5-yard penalty makes it third down and 9 rather, from the 35-yard line. Out of the pro set, Redmond instructing at the line of scrimmage. There he is, almost trips, dropping back, rolls out of the pocket, delivered, and it's intercepted. Danny Clark, the right linebacker, picks off the football, the sophomore from Country Club, Illinois, and another turnover. Neither team wanting to win this football game right now.
Yeah, Chris Redmond, I think, makes a poor read here. He gets out in the flat. Nothing's there. Don't force it. But a great reaction right there by Danny Clark. Jumps in front of the football, and we've got a tie game.
Holcomb, who's fumbled the ball twice despite rushing for 151 yards on 35 carries. And we all of a sudden have 4 turnovers in this football game.
And it's not like he's getting tired. He carried the ball 50 times last year against Minnesota, gained over 300 yards. I'm really surprised to see that fumbles come up on Robert Holcomb. He's not that kind of back.
That'll make it second down and 7 from the 28-yard line. Fuqua, the strong safety, inching up to the line of scrimmage. Hoekstra delivers complete. Majoy with the catch as he cradles the football, and he is down at the 43, gain of 13.
Every time they need a big play for a first down, what did I tell you earlier? The run and curl. That's the 5th or 6th curl to either Willis or Majoy in front of Wiley that's moved the chains for them. Sooner or later, Louisville's going to have to jump into a coverage and jump that curl.
Arizona State leading Miami 13-6. 12 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. And South Carolina getting pummeled by Georgia. Holcomb again breaks a tackle, gets to midfield, and crawls his way inside the 50. Now for Illinois, it doesn't get easier. Playing in the Big Ten today at Louisville. Next week, they'll take on the talented quarterback at Washington State, Ryan Leaf, who many have compared to Drew Bledsoe. Then they open their Big Ten season with Iowa. And there is how the Fighting Illini will round it out. 1 of 7 in the Big Ten last year. Their only win coming against Indiana. Here's Holcomb straight ahead again, and Louisville, they'll pile on top. Mike Gantos there to meet him.
Mike Gantos playing a good game. He's 6'3", 290, tough sophomore for them. I've really been impressed how he's held up inside.
No gain on the last play. So Majoy and Hickman lead the game. That'll bring up third down and 1. Ron Cooper's defense needing another big stop. Remember, the last third down and 1 situation that they stopped this Illinois team.
Play action here. Watch it.
And there is Holcomb, and he won't get it for the 2nd straight time. And it's Brayan, the right outside linebacker, that jammed the hole and came up with the play.
You're seeing the rebirth of a linebacking unit. Watch 52, 57, and 35. Here comes Harris. 17-year-old freshman takes on the fullback, and then he gets in the hole one-on-one with Holcomb and does a great job of bringing him down for no gain.
So Bryan and Harris make the play, and this is the 6th punt coming up for Illinois. So Tabloff sends it away, and it is angled towards the far side, takes a bounce.
Nice play.
And is saved and downed inside the 5-yard line. And that is number 33, Tony Francis, a 6'2 sophomore, backup cornerback out of Glenwood, Illinois. 46-yard punt, 9:23 to play in the 4th quarter. We are still tied at 14. Tied at 14 apiece there. First meeting since 1986 when Illinois beat this Louisville team in Champaign 23-0. First down and 10 from the 2-yard line for Redmond. Short drop to the near side. The slant pattern is caught. Nice looking catch by Lavelle Boyd, a sophomore 3rd string wide receiver, and he gives this Louisville team plenty of room as he gains 13.
Love the call. Your own 2-yard line, step back into the end zone, run the slant pattern when you got a soft corner. James Williams laid off. All of a sudden, first down, and the ball's out at about the 17-yard line. That's a real good call by the offensive coordinator, Don Kirkpatrick.
Boyd, 6'4", played his high school football at Doss High School right here in Louisville. Didn't play last year because of NCAA academic problems. First down, now from the 17. Inside handoff, Moreau, chopped down at the 25. Now let's go to Jim Nance standing by with an update in New York.
All right, Gus, he's simply one of the most talked about athletes in college football. So talented. Watch him now. Randy Moss. He has scored 3 touchdowns today, breaking away from the Kent defenders. He has now scored a touchdown in 18 straight games. Martial law in effect at Kent. Back to Gus and Mike.
All right, Jim, and that Marshall team, their first year in the MAC Conference, moving up to Division I, and they beat Army last week, played West Virginia tough, and it looks like they may have an easy time of it in the MAC this season. Moreau, draw play, bounced it outside at the 30, dragged down from behind at the 35-yard line. Asim Plez had to haul him down. That's a gain of 9.
The real key here is the block by the running back, 5'9", 175. Watch Roundtree make a block in the hole here, which will free up Moreau. 5'9", 175, cut block. There it is. Moreau's in the open field. Asim Plez lost a little bit of contain. You get a big play, first down.
Moreau, 14 carries, 65 yards, 5 carries, 41 yards 1 week ago against Utah. First down and 10 from the 35. Roundtree in motion. Redmond under pressure, and he goes down at the 30-yard line. And a tackle made by David James, the middle linebacker, and Jeff Weiss also contributing on the play.
They flooded the front side. I thought he had Roundtree early, but once that happens, it's a jailbreak. James comes loose on the outside. They get inside pressure, and he does a good job just holding on to the football.
5th sack of the game for the Fighting Illini. And the passing yards in the first half, a big difference, 177, only 35 in this half of play.
Got a lot more pressure on Redmond this half.
Second down at 15. He'll line up in the shotgun. Twin receivers to both sides of the field. Redmond to the far side. He throws a dart. It's complete. And the ball is caught by Lavelle Boyd, who's wrapped up. Well shy of the first down. He'll gain 8.
Good tackle in the open field by number 19, Stevie Willis. He's their dime back. If he doesn't make that tackle, they break loose for a first down there.
Third down and 7.
Stevie Willis, a junior out of St. Louis, Missouri's Melville High School. A lot of St. Louis kids.
They've got 3 wide receivers, tight end Ivan Green, and 1 back. This is a dime situation for Illinois. 3rd and 8.
Redmond cocking, firing for Green. Incomplete. He had beaten Quentin Willis, but Chris Redmond just couldn't put it on him. And they will turn it over as the punting unit gets ready to come back into the game with 6:09 remaining. Mike, who wants to win this football game?
These are two teams struggling to find an identity. There's not a win between them, Gus. They both have to learn how to win football games again. A lot of young kids on the field, and that's why I think you're seeing neither team take advantage of opportunities.
So Borseth standing back, punting at the 25, and they fake it! They fake it! Here's Jason, rather Dwayne Taylor. 25-yard return, make it Jason Wyatt with the fake, and he picks up the first down.
Boy, is this an unusual fake. Falls on their own 38-yard line. Borseth with a shovel pass to Wyatt right up the middle. Nobody's there. We finally see an Illinois guy in the frame. That's a huge, huge play. And Gus, I got to take my hat off to Ron Cooper, because I'd be the first guy blasting him if it didn't work. Great job by Ron Cooper.
Jason Wyatt starting outside linebacker with the big gain, and now it's first down and 10 from the 37 out of the shotgun. Here's a play action fake. Redmond rolling at the 40, and he'll tiptoe out of bounds at the 35-yard line.
That's a good job that time by Redmond, making the decision to pull the ball down and take what he can. Puts you in a 2nd and 5 or 6 instead of 2nd and 10 or worse.
5 minutes and 37 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter.
I got a feeling they got to get the football to two of their playmakers, either Miguel Montano or Jackson.
Montano only 2 catches this afternoon. He lines up as the wide receiver on the far side of the field. Roundtree in the slot, the motion man. Arnold Jackson on the near side. Redmond again under pressure. Foul Roundtree at the 30, and he's tackled inside the 25. Michael Young making the play on defense, but it's a gain of 9 for the Redbirds.
I really like this young man, 5'9", 175-pound freshman. You've got to get him the football. Pick up the blitz, deliver it in the flat. He knows he needs a first down. He puts the head down and he gets it. That's a huge play, and here we are in the red zone again. Can Louisville finally take advantage of it?
Roundtree, a true freshman out of Bowles High School in Jacksonville. They sent 6 players, make it 7 players to Division I football this season.
Let's go now.
And we will get a whistle and flag before the start of the play.
Dead ball, delay of game foul on the offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
You know, outside of a couple 5-yarders and the 2 penalties on the punt return by Illinois, it's been a fairly clean game for 2 teams with an 0-2 and an 0-1 record.
So Chris Redmond, 16 of 24, 234 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. First down and a long 15. Redmond flares it out. Moreau with blockers in front of him, lowers his head, and he'll get to the 20-yard line. Michael Young with the tackle again for the Illini.
How'd you like to be a defensive back and see a 6'10", 330-pound guy running? You watch right here on the replay. They're going to set up a screen. Here comes 6'10", Mark Ribna, 330 pounds, and you're going, oh no, anybody but him. Just kind of leans on Asim Plez there.
That'll make it second down from the 20-yard line. Here's Redmond. Pump fakes, and it's incomplete. Arnold Jackson, the intended receiver. Play broken up by Benson.
Yeah, we have not seen Gussick back in the game since he was injured in the last quarter, and Ivan Benson has stepped in at free safety.
4 minutes and 3 seconds remaining. A big third down, and 6 coming up from the 20-yard line for the Cardinals.
Red zone inefficiency. Cardinal got to convert here. Ivan Green, Jackson, and Montano are your players.
There's a snap. Redmond under pressure over the middle. Touchdown, Louisville! Ivan Green! Good call, partner. A 20-yard touchdown from two high school teammates. Chris Redmond finding his trusty tight end, Ivan Green, a 98-yard drive for Louisville.
Boy, was that impressive, and they cap it off with Ivan Green on the seam route.
Second touchdown of the game for Green. So Nate Bennett comes in to attempt the extra point. And it's no good.
Oh, baby.
It's no good. Bennett, who replaced John Hilbert as the starting kicker this season, misses the extra point.
Redmond does a nice job, takes a hit in the pocket. They get one-on-one coverage. Steve Willis, the dime back, cannot handle Ivan Green. Ivan Green's a tight end, right down the seam. They get the one-on-one coverage they're looking for. Way too big a cushion by Willis. And Redmond delivers it. Well, watch Redmond take in. He knows he's going to take a shot here. Delivers it on the money. We got a 20-14 ball game late in the fourth quarter.
Staff called the offense to the sidelines and said, hey, we can get back into this football game. Ivan Green looked at his coaches with a straight face and said, yeah, we can get back if you get me the football. He ended up with 2 touchdowns in that game despite the loss, and he is showing why he is a pretty solid receiver for this Louisville team. And they kick it out of the end zone. Illinois will start from their own 20.
Great play here. They line up Jackson and Montano. They come across short. It cleans the middle out for this guy right here who's going to go right into the hole and beat number 19, the dime back. Watch what happens right here. Guys cross middle short. Nobody's in the hole. Ball's delivered on time. Cannot handle Ivan.